Are you trying to wrap your head around Travis picking? In today's lesson, we're going to take a really popular Travis picking exercise, break it down into 3 parts, and get you playing it. Hello everyone, it's James from Practice Like a Pro, helping you with simple, clear guitar tips to get you where you want to be on guitar. So today we've got a Travis picking pattern that I'm going to break down into 3 parts with a moving bass line. It's going to be really cool. Stick around to the end to make sure that you get the moving shape. We don't just do finger picking on this channel, we do all kinds of tips, tricks, we've got awesome practice resources, so please do consider subscribing. Travis picking is a really popular country guitar kind of fingerstyle technique, initially used by Merle Travis, used by players like Chet Atkins and Tommy Emmanuel as well, so it's a really good idea to get it under your fingers. You're in really good company. It normally comprises of a moving bass line on the lower strings, followed by some sort of embellishments on the top strings, usually around a chord framework. So a lot of this we're going to use a C7 chord. The first part of this pattern we're just going to learn the bass line. So we're going to use C7 as bass, and throughout all this I want your default to be C7. I'll put the thing on screen for you now. And what we're going to do, I just want you to use your thumb for all of this. We're going to pick the A string, the D string. Those are his first 2 notes. It's really important. I'm sort of resting that part of my palm on the bridge. And you can also introduce a bit of palm muting into this to give you that sort of chunky, which is what we're going for. Anyway, back to the technique. We're going to pick the 3rd fret of the A string, followed by the 2nd fret of the D. Now at this point, I want you to take your ring finger on your picking hand and move it from the 3rd fret of the A string to the 3rd fret of the E string. See what I did there? And then I'm going to finish the phrase off with the 2nd fret on the D. So I'm going A, D, E, D, A, D, E, D. And I'm moving. It's a real challenge, and even if you need to sort of go away and get that under your fingers before you press on with the rest of them, that's the rest of the exercise. That's cool, but that's what we're going for. And that should all be done with your thumb. And it's going to take a bit of syncing up, but I don't think it's too difficult. Let's add a little bit more to that. So again, I'm going back to the C7 shape. And we've got the... So what we're going to do now is we're going to add the 1st fret of the B string on the 2nd note of the phrase. Now you can use your middle finger or your index finger. I should probably be using my middle finger because of what's coming next. So that's the 2nd one. Once you feel like you've got that down, what I want you to do now is we're going to do the first 2 notes. Nothing's going to change. So I'm picking the bass note on that A string, and then I'm picking the D and the B strings at the same time. Now we're going to bring a finger up to play the bass note like we did in exercise 1. Now we're going to move that very last bass note forward a quaver. And we're not going to pick it with his thumb this time, we're going to pick it with his index finger on his hand. Now this is really important because the next 2 notes, I'm going to pick the rest of that 7th chord, including this that my 4th finger's pressing down. So I have moved that bass note forward a little bit, but I think it gives it a little bit more bounce. So once you've got that pattern under your fingers, you can put it over a 1-4-5 chord progression. So at the minute we're using C7. Now if you take that shape, bearing in mind as roots on the 3rd finger of the A string, 3rd fret of the A string, that's a C. If we find an F on that string, which is all the way up here on fret A, that gives you chord 4 of the progression. So what you could do is you could go from C7 to F7. Go back down to C, and then you've got the turnaround instead of going to F on fret 8, go to fret 10. Do the same thing. Back down to fret 8. Back down to fret 3. I'll give you a bonus tip for rounding this off if you want to put it over the 1-4-5 chord progression. You can do like this sort of typical Chet Atkins style ending where you go. I'll put the tab on screen for that, but basically I'm doing 4 notes per string. I'm starting on the 3rd fret and I'm using 3 fingers for this. On the B string, I'm going 3, 2, 1, 0, and I'm only picking the first one. I'm pulling off the rest of them. I go up a string to the G and do exactly the same. Up to the D. So you've got... And we're going to finish on the root, which is C, which is 3rd fret on the A. And then you're going to play a C chord, but you're going to hold off with the middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D. Once you've plucked the chord, you're going to hammer onto that note. Can you hear how you get like a pedal steely kind of thing? It's really cool little bit. I hope you found some of that useful today. If you did, please let us know in the comments and hit the like button. It really does help us out. Above me, we've got the subscribe button. If you want to see some more of us content and get updated every time we upload new videos, please do check that out. And over here, we have some new videos and other things that we're working on if you want to watch some more. So, thank you very much for watching. Until I see you next time, keep practicing like a pro. Cheers.